I slept 16, yeah, it should work. I slept 16 hours tonight, or this morning, and there was a bit of judgment there. So, what I have been doing is the same thing as I did with cigarettes, where when I was trying to quit smoking, I was smoking 3 cigarettes a day and then deciding to quit after those 3 cigarettes. And then the next day I would again give in to 3 cigarettes because, yeah, I would be fine with it for the first bit. And then as soon as I hit the third cigarette, I said, fuck it, and decided to quit again. But it didn't work. So this is the same thing that's going on with sleeping, where I am sleeping 4 to 6 hours for 2 nights in a row and then kind of overdoing it with 12 hours, or like tonight or this morning, 16 hours. An interesting point, though, is that I actually feel physically better. Yeah, I don't feel as like bogged down because I've been eating a lot of the same foods, and for not eating for 16 hours, it allowed, I guess, my body to digest quite a bit of that food and kind of get it out. Yeah, and I do feel physically better about it. I don't feel the same, like, I don't know how to describe it exactly. It just kind of felt physically funny. The word grainy comes up. It feels like physically sandy. Um, yeah, like little grains. It felt like it didn't feel good. So that point brought in a different perspective for me. It kind of brought in to perspective what is real, meaning I was existing on this morality point of doing what is right and wrong, and I attributed sleeping 4 to 6 hours to what is right for me, and I attributed sleeping more than 6 hours as wrong, as bad. So obviously I was judging myself for sleeping these 16 hours or 12 hours or, yeah, what I've been going through for the past probably month now. It brought into perspective what is real, because I feel physically better. But I was mentally judging myself. And then as soon as I kind of brought myself into the physical and actually felt a bit better, that brought into a perspective of, yeah, of what is real, of what actually matters. It's not whether or not I did something that's what's right or wrong. Um, yeah, it's what's best for me as a physical being. And if sleeping 12 hours is best for me, then so be it. But yeah, because I've realized that after sleeping 4 to 6 hours, I will work. And then, yeah, at work, I'll think a lot and go into all of these projections and worries and inferiorities and fears, and just kind of bog myself down with them. So, yeah, and then through that I would end up sleeping. Yeah, because I exhausted myself through doing that. So the one thing that I noticed differently when sleeping 4 to 6 hours is my mind participation. I don't participate in my mind as much. Um, well, only if I'm at work. But yeah, as soon as I woke up today, I mean, there's a whole bunch of thoughts of how the hell do I get rid of this judgment of myself? How do I kind of ignore this judgment of myself? How do I move past it? And then that, yes, that is why I slept 16 hours, is because as soon as I um, slept past that 6 hour mark, I knew it. And I just kept on sleeping to ignore that judgment. Hmm. So, so yes, a few things that came in today is what's real. I mean, what actually does matter. And yeah, and it's definitely the food that I eat is has a large effect on me, obviously. um, yeah, and morality points, they aren't real. I mean, it's judging yourself for doing what's right or wrong doesn't really exist. There is no right or wrong at all. At all. Um, yeah, and ignoring the judgment, where I realize that ignoring the judgment just allows me to sleep more, and then it does actually compound it. But yeah, I was able to get rid of it today. And as well, the point of knowing where I fall. So I am insane in doing this because I have been doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, expecting myself to stand up, or expecting myself to just not end up sleeping the amount of time that I'm sleeping. And that's the definition of insane. So I understand where the point is that I have been falling on. When I wake up after in around 4 to 6 hours, I'll wake up and take a piss, and I will decide in that moment whether or not I will sleep. I will decide whether or not in that moment to take the fact that I'm already up and use that to stay up. I have been deciding to just sleep another 15 minutes, another half hour, and then, yeah, as soon as the alarm clock goes off after that 15 minutes or half hour, I'll just set it again and again and again, and then just not give a fuck and then sleep 12 hours. So I understand where the transcendence point is, or the point where I can actually stand up. Um, and I realize that within speaking about it, I'm more willing to take on that point. I'm ready to take on that point. Um, like, so it's been just a thought. It's just been, yeah, it's just been within my mind. I haven't written about it. I haven't actually looked at it, but through speaking it out right now, I actually take it into consideration instead of ignoring it, ignoring the fact that I know that that's the point where I have been falling on. And yeah, and speaking about it, I realize it and I take responsibility for it, and then I'm more willing to act on it. So it's quite interesting to see that um, yeah, speaking about it shows that one is willing to accept it. One is willing to realize it, which is kind of cool. So, kind of just a self-support video, just to speak about the point of sleeping quite a lot of hours. And yeah, if it's helped you, then cool. So, thank you for watching.